Y'all are always looking for more power. And I've, for years, just thought swing faster, swing hard. And sometimes that gets you a little bit more. But sequencing and separation, lower body and upper body, generates power a heck of a lot quicker than effort does. So always looking for ways to create more separation. Creating separation is one thing. Maintaining that separation to the right point in the swing is another thing. What are some things that we can do to train that separation and also teach us what it's supposed to feel like when we're in the right positions?
All right, so we're going to do two things. I want to do one on the ground. I think it's hard for some people to get on the ground, but a word we use in the podcast last couple of weeks is proprioception. Mm-hmm. And the best way to increase your proprioception is to get you on the ground. Okay, that's when you're a kid, you learn how to crawl first before you can walk. But what we're going to do is I'm going to have you on your back first, and you're going to have your arms at 90 degrees. Okay, your goal is to keep your elbows and your shoulders on the ground. We're just going to have you elevate your toes, and without moving your upper body, we're just going to move your lower body. So you're going to go do a hip rotation. You're trying to take this top knee, which is your right knee, and you're trying to drive it into the ground. So I'm pushing into my hand. Okay, so you're working on your internal hip rotation, and then you're going to go the other way. And so it's important to keep, he's got his feet spread apart so he can work on that internal rep. You feel that?
Mm-hmm. Should I feel this in my lower back?
Well, this is one of your hot spots. This is one of your hot spots, right?
Yeah.
Is getting you some more thoracic rotation. So it's all interconnected.
It's not so bad this way, but this way, you'll know so much in that lower part of my back.
You'll know when you're tight, when this shoulder comes off the ground. If you're doing this at home and this comes off the ground,
is so much better.
This is what I call fake rotation, right?
Right.
Because you're helping yourself there. But just go to tolerance, right? I don't want you to pull anything. You're just going to go until you pull something.
Right. That's it.
People at home are going to ease into it, right?
Yeah.
So do that a few times each way. But you feel a difference so with your feet spread apart so you can internally rotate.
Yeah, and so here with the right side of my lower back, like right at the bottom of my obliques.
Yeah.
I feel a ton of that there.
And we're on the ground. You don't have a club in your hand and your back's feeling tight. So imagine, most Americans, especially guys, deal with a lot of low back pain, all right?
Yeah.
So now I want you to lay on your side facing the camera, and we're going to put you in a little fetal position. So your hands are going to be facing the camera, hands out straight. I want to have you bring your knees up into a 90-degree angle here, knee, hip, and ankle. And you're going to take this top hand, you're going to reach out. So we call this open books. And now the book is closed, and now he's going to open the book, and you're going to follow that hand. Wherever this hand goes, your eyes follow it, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to try to take that back shoulder all the way to the ground.
That's all I got.
Okay, now come back and close the book. So reach slightly past the bottom hand, and now go and try to open the book again. Spine rotation.
Yep. And I'm feeling this like up in the upper part.
So this is definitely, again, you haven't put a club in your hand, but this is a great way to get you loosened up, right? And I think a lot of people, they come into the gym and they just want to start throwing medicine balls, and they want to start doing aggressive rotations with weight. And I want to make sure that you can actually do it with no weight in your hands.
Well, and the funny thing is, I'm touching the ground now. I don't know if I'm
touching the ground. Well, I want you to try to get this back shoulder to the ground. Okay, so hold that. And I'm going to give you a light stretch. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's tough.
But even from the first time to the fourth, each time I went back, I could feel myself having to go a little further. I never would have thought being stuck here the first time that by the end of it, I could get to there.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how much a little bit of this work will do to expand it, to help you be able to move better and a lot faster.
And so you were going to your backswing side. That was your opening up to that left side. And we saw in your assessment, you're a little sticky going to your follow through side. So that doesn't surprise me. If we flipped it to the other side, it'd probably be a lot easier. Usually you have one good side. Okay, and that may not be an issue for other people, but that's a great place to start. Let's do one more on your feet. And now Garrett's going to use the wall and he's going to keep his shoulders square. And we're going to work on rotating his lower half. He's going to put his hands on the wall, bring one leg up. And I got my back heel off the ground a little bit. And I'm going to work on rotating across my body, but my shoulders aren't moving. So again, from this side, going across, using my hands to keep my shoulders squared up and just rotating lower body. Bring that leg up. We got a positive, we got a good shin angle. Pull that toe up. Okay, so now we got that tibia on. Yep. And then really, Garrett's focusing on rotating to the opposite sides, opening up the hips a little bit. This is the work, is I want him going across and trying to keep your shoulders squared up. Don't let your, yep, now try to rotate. Okay. All right, switch. So he's only doing about 5 or 6. Way harder this way. Harder that way. So that's going into your backswing, right?
Yeah, which is where I was stickier in the assessment.
Yeah. And I want him to pay attention to his spine angle, try to stay neutral. That just basically means I'm not arching my back too much and I'm not rounding my back out. The body's rotating or around a neutral spine angle.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing about the TPI stuff. I can't necessarily process in my mind fast enough exactly what angle I need to turn and how I need to set the wrist and do all these different things. But I can come in here and really quickly figure out what it's supposed to feel like to be in the correct position. I never would have connected that separation is going to create tension in my lower back or my upper, the lower part of my shoulder blades. But when and it's not where I feel the pressure is going to be different from where you might feel it. It's going to be probably generally in the same area if you're doing it the right way, but the exact sensation that I feel, that's proprioception, right?
Yep.
It may not necessarily be easy for me to think about exactly which way I want to turn my spine to maximize power. But if I'm trying to say, okay, remember that thing you did with Mike, I can, start to create that sensation in my practice on the golf course too. And as a more effective way, I think, to train your swing, just to learn which muscles to use. I'm just fascinated by the way TPI does that.
Yeah. And you don't even have a club in your hand. I think sometimes the best way to get proprioception is to get you on the ground or just get a club out of your hand and just break down the body parts. So your mind and your body, it's like you're feeling it.
Yeah.